Why is it that the more you give, the less motivated the other person seems to become? You give an employee a raise, and they're excited for 3 days, then they go right back to slacking off. You buy a child a toy, and they behave well for 2 days. But once they have it, they become more rebellious than ever. Even in relationships, the better you treat someone, the more they take you for granted. We've always believed that heavy rewards bring forth brave warriors. But reality shows that the more external rewards you hand out, the faster intrinsic motivation fades. In psychology, there's a stark explanation called the cognitive evaluation effect. When you try to motivate someone with external rewards, you're actually implying that the task itself is boring and meaningless, so you have to compensate them for doing it. In doing so, you turn a self-driven challenger into a mercenary who only works for money. Once the rewards stop, their motivation shuts down instantly, like a machine losing power. Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman spent 40 years researching and developed an intrinsic motivation formula. This formula is used by Google to inspire engineers and by top sales professionals to win clients. Master these 3 variables, and you won't have to spend an extra cent to turn the people around you from passive followers into wildly proactive go-getters. The most counterintuitive truth is that what you think is motivation is actually eating away at the other person's self-esteem. There's a famous sociology experiment. A group of children kept making noise outside an old man's yard. Instead of chasing them away, the man gave each child $10, thanking them for livening up his day. The kids were thrilled and made even more noise the next day. On the 3rd day, the man said he could no longer afford to pay them and would only give $1. The children were furious, believing their effort wasn't being fairly rewarded, and they never came back. You see, the old man's genius was using external rewards to replace the children's internal motivation. They originally played for fun. In the end, they only showed up for money. This same pattern plays out every day in your workplace and personal life. We often assume people are driven purely by gain and comfort, that if we pay enough or offer enough perks, we can buy their effort. But behavioral psychology reveals a fatal flaw in this kind of transactional incentive: diminishing marginal returns. The first time you give a bonus, your employee feels energized. The 10th time you give the same amount, they see it as an expected part of their pay, and they'll complain if you don't give it. Worse still, external rewards can destroy a person's flow state. A programmer who truly loves coding will quickly start writing useless junk just to hit a line count quota if you pay them per line every day. Their focus shifts from the joy of creating to greed for numbers. At its core, this reduces people to nothing more than tools. If we want people to truly take initiative, we must escape the transactional mindset. You have to understand that a person's drive doesn't depend on how much they can get, but on what those rewards mean to them. If all you do is feed people with rewards, you'll only get obedient followers, not partners who fight alongside you. Many people get stuck in a hopeless cycle. No, money doesn't work. Money doesn't work either. In reality, skilled motivators follow a hidden, underlying logic, wrapped up in a formula that quantifies human behavior. And the first variable in that formula is the one most people ignore: the confidence gap. The first core variable of the motivation formula is expectancy. Simply put, how likely the person believes they can actually succeed. Promise a salesperson a Ferrari if they sell $100 million worth of product this year. That's an incredible reward, right? But they won't work any harder for it. They'll keep acting the same as always. Why? Because in their mind, selling 100 million is impossible. No matter how attractive the prize is, if the chance of success is 0, the motivation is 0. In neuroscience, this is called the dopamine prediction mechanism. Before the brain commits energy, it runs a precise cost-benefit analysis. If a goal feels completely out of reach, the brain cuts off energy and goes into low power mode, what we call feeling unmotivated or defeated. So the first step to motivating people isn't making big promises. It's breaking down the path. You need to split a huge goal into small, achievable steps that feel within reach. Take the Apollo moon landing program. It was an almost impossible mission, yet managers broke the task down to the smallest detail of every single part. Every welder believed that if their weld held strong, humanity moved 1 meter closer to the moon. That sense of, I can do this, is the cheapest and most powerful form of motivation there is. If someone around you isn't acting, don't immediately call them lazy. Ask yourself, is the goal you set too vague, too big, so large that it makes them feel helpless to even try? Your job is to raise their chance of success from 10% to over 50% by providing support and breaking down the process. Remember, people perform at their best when success feels just within their grasp. When someone truly believes they can win with just a little more effort, the energy they unleash can surprise even themselves. But that's only the beginning. Even when people believe they can succeed, they still hold back because they aren't sure you'll actually keep your promise. The second variable in the formula is instrumentality. It sounds technical, but it really means one thing: keeping your word. More accurately, it's how strongly effort leads to a clear result. Many teams feel lifeless, not because goals are unclear, but because everyone believes the same thing. Working hard or not makes no difference. This broken link between effort and reward is the single biggest killer of motivation. Imagine working yourself to the bone to finish a project, only for your boss to take all the credit, for bonuses to be split equally or worse. Because you did well, you get assigned even more work next year. In that moment, instrumentality turns negative. Your brain quickly learns a new rule. Working hard only leads to being taken advantage of. Once that belief sets in, all incentives become meaningless. To fix this, you need a transparent, obvious feedback system like a video game, where you see experience points rise right after you defeat an enemy. This instant reward feels deeply satisfying to the brain. In real life, you need to replace vague, delayed praise with clear, immediate results. Instead of a random bonus at the end of the year, give consistent recognition at every key milestone. These rewards don't have to be money. They can be credit for their work, public praise, or even more responsibility and authority. The key is to make them absolutely certain that every small positive effort will not go to waste, but will lead to something good for them, like a row of dominoes falling. Only when someone trusts you completely will they give you their full effort. Yet even if you nail the first 2 points, believe they can succeed, and trust you'll deliver, some people still won't act. That's because what you're offering doesn't touch what they truly care about deep down. The third and most important variable is valence. Simply, how much what you're offering is actually worth to that person. This is where real emotional intelligence matters most. Most people fail because they reward others with what they want, not what the other person wants. You think giving an overtime worker $200 is motivating, but they might just want 2 extra hours of sleep. You think gifting your wife a luxury bag is a great surprise, but she might prefer you put down your phone and eat a quiet meal with her. When your reward doesn't match their needs, motivation doesn't just disappear. It can turn negative because they feel you don't see or respect them. Top leaders understand how to map people's real needs. At different stages of life, people want completely different things. Young people often want growth and visibility. Middle-aged people want stability and work-life balance. Those who are financially independent want respect, recognition, and purpose. Ask yourself, what does this person really lack? A sense of being seen, freedom, control? If you connect their work to their own personal purpose, they won't be working for you. They'll be using your platform to live out their own dreams. This is value symbiosis. When Steve Jobs recruited the president of Pepsi, he didn't talk about stock or salary. He asked one simple question. Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life? Or do you want to come with me and change the world? That one line lifted a manager's motivation from material gain to something historic. When someone realizes every step they take is building the life they want, they no longer need supervision. They become their own hardest worker. This kind of drive, coming straight from the soul, is the most unstoppable force in the world. To recap the motivation formula, motivation equals expectancy, multiplied by instrumentality, multiplied by valence. If any one of these three is zero, motivation is zero. On the surface, it teaches you how to lead others, but at its heart, it honors what it means to be human. It reminds us, people are not animals to be driven by whips or machines to be bought with money. People are light, constantly searching for meaning. True motivation is never charity from someone in charge. It's connection between equals. It's one awake person helping another person awaken their own dignity. When you help the people around you believe they can change their lives, that their effort matters, and that they're becoming a better version of themselves, you won't need any more tricks to motivate them. They will carry their own fire. They will shine on their own. You won't just gain a proactive partner. In the process, you will become a better leader, partner, and parent. At the end of the day, the best leadership isn't making people work for you. It's helping them see the hero already inside themselves through you. The process may be slow, but as long as you follow this formula, results will come. Perhaps this is the real meaning of the fragrance of the rose remains on the hand that gives it. That's all for today's sharing. If you like our channel, please subscribe to us. See you next time.